Hey guys. So my 2-week excursion up in New England has come to an end. I'm back in Georgia right now. And trip was good. It was good. Interesting. You know, the last episode you heard all that fucking shit. If you didn't, go back and fucking listen. I'm not repeating myself, damn it. But what I want to talk about is, I don't know. Let's face it, okay? Any type of growth journey is gonna have things, I don't know, that we fucking deal with along the way. Duh. Right? Like, no shit, Jen. No, but usually, as humans, okay, we try to group them into, I don't know, categories, I guess. I've learned that this is not the way we should tackle our living situations. But for shits and giggles, and for the sake of having a fucking episode, I guess, we're gonna do it now. So, fuck. So for now, I'm gonna call them categories: the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, of course, the good is, well, fucking good, yeah? It's all the happy feelies, all the fun times, all the instances where we know without a fucking doubt that we are able to feel the love in whatever way love is for us at that moment. But would you even believe me if I told you that the bad and the ugly actually can show us way more of the love we need? That they actually show us more of the love we crave than the good does? Because truth is, guys, that our own darkness, our own shadow, or feeling around our shadow side, I guess, is not anything we should be running and hiding from. It's not something we should bury deep down and try to forget about. That's not how we're going to get all that good love. Them happy feelies back in our lives, back into ourselves. No. These dark spots on our journeys, okay? I like to view them as simply unacknowledged or unhealed emotions that just need more love in some way, shape, or form. And those shadow bricks, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, build up in us over time the more that we push away what our soul truly desires in any given moment. Sucks to suck, you know what I'm saying? So I guess, in a way, there are actually no good, bad, or ugly at all. They are all just areas that need some more love. Gotta try to start viewing the love, people. View the fucking love. Fuck. And we start, you guys, we start by being honest with ourselves about what we've really been hiding from, yeah? For me, I'm learning as I go. I tell you that all the time. I'm real as I can fucking be. But I think our true transformation happens when we can honestly look at those things we hide from or try to block out by telling ourselves, oh, quote unquote, it's for the best, or, even when we know it's really not, right? Or oh, it's how it has to be, even when we know it necessarily doesn't. Deep down, we know it necessarily doesn't, yeah? There's no manual for life, huh? Remember, we're all fucking winging it, yeah? So, here's a thought for you guys. I read once that the biggest mistake we make, okay, even like what I was saying earlier when it comes to the good, the bad, and the ugly, most of us, right, will probably say, oh, fuck, I'd rather experience good than bad, right? Seems like a pretty normal thing we would hear, and I'm sure most of you are probably in agreement that you like it when good feelies happen over the bad or ugly ones. Nothing wrong with that. But this thought is exactly how we stay stuck in this world where there is the constant need of duality, of good versus bad, right versus wrong, etc. The trick, and it's kind of a mind fuck, okay? So prepare yourselves. Pause, take a breath, fucking stretch your limbs, do whatever the fuck you gotta do, but prepare yourself for a little bit of a mind fuck, because it is. It still fucks with mine. I'm still wrapping it around over and over again. Still learning, right? But the trick is to realize that you do not technically experience anything. The idea of being someone who experiences is all an illusion. And here's why. If you approach life as it being experienced, then you will force yourself to decide in your mind whether each situation you find yourself in, you have a good or a bad, or shit, and even ugly, right? You force yourself into becoming the experiencer, and by default, this places a duality on your life. It must quote-unquote feel one way or another. But if we were to view life as an illusion that we can control, when we focus on what we want, then that allows us to give up the notions of good and bad altogether. And when we can, that is when life begins to happen, because we're not focused on having an experience, but instead we focus on being present, being aware, being fucking human, while those experiences just happen around us, happen for us, not to us. I told ya, mind fuck. And it's not an easy thing to switch focusing on either, okay? You really gotta go within and, I don't know, fucking learn how to get yourself to just, I don't know, grasp it in a way that clicks for you. And only you can find your way, right? And I'm telling you, for me at least, from my point of view, it's gonna take multiple attempts. I know. I've had to sit and remind myself of this. So I'm just trying to help you out. You know I love you. And shit, you know what, guys? I still do sometimes. I still have to fucking stop and sit down and be like, wait a minute, right? Because it's hard. It's fucking hard, okay? And anyone who tells you it's not is a bullshit artist. And someone who's probably, I don't know, just out to take your money or some shit like that. I say trust your gut. Your intuition knows when it comes to people like this. And we all just gotta learn to trust it more. Because the truth we seek in understanding how we can better live our life, honestly, is simple. It's simple. It is. It's simple. But it's not fucking easy, okay? And we can wish all we want for it to be easy. And shit, we can force situations in love or career or whatever that look easy. Or maybe try to make them feel like they are the right way. And fuck, we do this all the time, don't we? And soon enough, though, what happens? The universe steps in and says, hey, dipshit. I fucking said this way, not fucking that way. Sorry, my universe has a mouth. What, like you're surprised? Part of the fucking reason I decided to share my journey is because I want to connect with people who talk like me. Just because you're different than what the masses or the fucking media portray as spiritual people need to be, doesn't fucking mean dick, okay? Whatever speaks to you and your soul is what is important, and honestly, that is what is your truth. So why try to be someone else's version of your own spirituality? Or someone else's version of yourself? It seems highly counterproductive to me. So fucking knock it off, eh? Okay. So let's look at these experiences together and see how we can view them more as unexperiences, non-experiences. I don't know. However the fuck you want to word it, okay? And of course, I have an example for you. So, I reconnected with a person who I haven't seen in a few years while I was up in New England. I think I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about if we play this quick little interaction that I had between me and him as 3 scenes, okay? Yeah, okay, this will be kind of cool. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So, let me give you some background. This man, let's call him Mystery. Already this sounds like a fucking Scooby-Doo episode, but fuck it. Okay, so Mystery and I have a good amount of history. With a lot of, how did he put it? Oh, sexual tension. For the record, I would just like to say, to me, it's not tense. It's easy. Natural. It's always felt that way, but whatever. I'm not him. It's probably why we fell through so many times in our past, eh? Anyway, looking back, we had a beneficial relationship in many ways. Nothing ever officially official, but whether we were in, a friendship stage, or if we were sleeping together, or something else altogether, right? I would say it always mattered to each of us in our own ways, and I respect that in this connection. Anyway, haven't seen each other in many years. And lo and behold, stars aligned recently. Ooh, fuck, I'm really selling it for you, huh? No. So, just honestly happened by accident. And communication was initiated, and we decided to sit quick for lunch before I drove back. You guys, it was literally the last day I was up there that this happened. And you know what I say. There are no coincidences. Okay. So yes, he was an important man in my life. And his cocky ass already knows that. So no surprises for anyone, okay? For me, I guess I kind of look at him. He's like a ground for my freer spirit. I'm more of a free spirit, I guess you just need certain people sometimes to help you find balance. And I guess with him, I just trust him because I feel that I get the way he cares. Even if he sometimes shows it differently, or maybe fucking says it differently than I would. Or would like him to. But he is who he is. And I believe in loving people for who they are. But yes, anyway. So, it's our first face-to-face in like fucking almost a decade. So, this experience, I'm gonna play it out for all 3 of those categories that I mentioned earlier, the good, the bad, the ugly. Each one will center around all the same events that happened, but I want to show you how we can view them as those 3 different feelings, okay? And same goes for your situations in your life. Like, you can stop and fucking observe, right? It's important. And you can see how to fit it into your own 3 categories and how you've been doing it all along. So, let's open with a Scooby-Doo, huh? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Okay, scene 1. The good. The meeting, first and foremost. I love how unexpected it all was. That was good. I'm all about slipping into the flow of my life, right? And this just flowed to me. It all started with my travel buddy, my aunt, from my last episode, accidentally booking a hotel in the town where Mystery is from. She literally thought it was somewhere different completely. The universe just does what it does. That's all I can say. When she mentioned the town, it got me remembering all about him. And so I decided to throw a dart out to see if he would mind giving us some ideas on where we could eat around there. Not really thinking, that he would actually care to respond, as we really haven't been in touch, but we always got along well, and so he did respond. And from that, we ended up getting lunch. Okay? So far in this scene, I'm calling it all good, right? Reconnecting with people we love in any way is always a good feeling. You get where I'm going? Let's see. What else was good? Oh, he was working and pushed the time he usually goes to lunch in order to be able to eat with me. So we can look at that as being very nice, right? Very accommodating. And he paid. So it's always good. Always appreciated. Thank you. Oh, and there were hugs. See the good? I feel like that fucking SpongeBob meme with the rainbow hands. Okay, but do you see how I'm assigning a positive or a good emotion to the scene? Okay? Good. No pun intended. Now, let's go for scene 2. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Sorry. Fuck. Okay. The bad. Scene 2, the bad. Same exact lunch experience, yeah? This time, though, I'll assign bad feelings to parts of it that could be viewed as feeling fucking bad, yeah? Again, all just as an example of how we do this in our lives. Okay, so bad. Oh, okay. So, I knew I was driving overnight, and I wanted to see if we could meet after he got out of work for like an hour instead of during his lunch where he would be rushed to, have to punch back in a short amount of time or whatever. And maybe, honestly, I also wanted to sleep longer. What? I fucking drive straight through from Massachusetts to Georgia. I'm entitled to some fucking shut-eye. Shit. But again, this meeting is kind of spur of the moment. And not anything either one of us knew was going to happen. So, understandable, right? That fluidity is necessary. Guys, so fun. I'm telling you. Life is an adventure if you let it be. Plus, I really was kind of curious to see if he had changed or grown in his life in any way. So that was one reason to reconnect too. Hey, the way I see it, it could always be fucking magical. You never know if you don't try. Always try, people. Anyway, so it ended up he had plans and couldn't do it after work, right? So had to be during his lunch, which honestly, it wasn't enough time. but what the fuck ever. Now, for the record, if this situation were someone I was trying to have a really meaningful relationship in life with, he already has a girlfriend, guys, so it really wasn't about that. Then, cramming our meeting into such a short time frame, it would be a red flag that this person probably isn't any good for me. Those are them boundaries, right? I had to learn. Always tried to give too much in my past, which only ended up hurting me in the long run. But today, right, I'm not trying to marry the fuck. I just try and reconnect as old friends. Besides, also I can add this tidbit to the bad scene, right? When you care about someone in the now, in the present, you act like it. To me, he doesn't. I guess looking back, maybe that hasn't changed much, eh? It is what it is. Different wavelengths, maybe. That's all. Who knows? But that's not the way I like any type of connections in my life now. Like, I choose to surround myself with those who give and receive love like I do for them. And no, I'm not upset. These are examples to help you all understand what this episode is about. I'll always care about him. But bottom line, he doesn't owe me anything. And I don't owe him anything. But if you're really curious, to me, a true friend who knows you're traveling 1,500 fucking miles or so after you leave them that very day, I would wish you safe travels. Or at the very least, check in to see if you made it home okay. He doesn't do either one. So all that, right, can be viewed as disappointing. Bad feeling, right? Wanted more time but couldn't get it. Wanted to reconnect but not getting the compassion of friendship out of it that I'm attracted to for those, kind of actions or non-actions that I just mentioned, right? What I'm saying is it could all have felt bad if I want to choose to look at it all that way. Do you see how we put emphasis on making situations feel good or bad depending on what we expect out of them? That's why I learned not to expect shit and just let it go the way it goes. Much less stress. And my self-love remains beautifully intact that way, huh? Okay, so now let's do scene 3. Oof, the ugly. All right, so of course, sorry somebody's mowing their lawn if you hear it. Oh well, deal. Of course, trying to cram years worth of life into 20 or so minutes as we catch up leaves us with rushed conversation and quick comments without, any real in-depth discussion. And I like to engage with people, so rushing it kind of sucks for me, but oh well. So I mentioned to him, as you guys all know who listen to me already, how in between residences now, as I've said before, I've had to make some decisions around what state I'm going to be living in. And while I'm deciding where I want my life to be, I choose to have my kids where they are best off, where there is less stress to their way of life. And right now, that is to be with their father. It just is. Look, for me, I have worked my entire adult life and been a balancer of all the home and work that has been part of my life, and been mostly miserable with how it's been. And honestly, I've been looking at where I want to settle down, which after this 2-week trip is feeling more and more like it's guiding me towards New England. But we'll see. And I will have a new start in both my life and my career. Like, I don't plan on not working ever again. I'm not that person. But I choose to just enjoy my life from here on out. You all know I'm just taking it one step at a time, which of course I'm fully allowed to do. And even though it's hard, really, really hard for me to be away from my children, I visit them. I do. I visit them a lot. You guys don't think I don't. I know that if I take this time, it will be best for all of us. So it just has to be this way for a short time period. Well, Mr. E, of course, he only gets to hear my version in a quick minute. And so he makes a comment around it, which to me makes it sound like, well, he thinks my one and only thing on this planet that defines me is the title of mom. Which it's not. I'm very fucking multifaceted, okay? Fuck, aren't we all? I know I'm more than just that. And I have every right to figure out what's best for my own life and my family and however way it takes me. I know this. And I know I'm working hard behind the scenes to get us there. But of course, how could he? How could he? Mr. E doesn't know all the behind the scenes shit because we're not in each other's lives. So how could he, right? This is why I say it's so important to look at things from all points of view, you guys. Right. So how could he do that? He couldn't. You can't fault the guy for it. But for the sake of explaining the scene, okay, his comment feels ugly. Especially because I know my love for them is so deep. And it was said as I was already feeling that ache of being away from them. And especially because it was right at Mother's Day, you know? I didn't get to spend Mother's Day with my kids. So, you know, truthfully, he really would be my perfect man if he just had the ability to give me a little more compassion. I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is it feels ugly only if I allow my ego to view it as like, I don't know, he thinks I'm not wanting to find stability, which in my heart is not the case at all. I very much want stability in my life again. But I want it in the right way this time around, yeah? I mean, there's 80 other what am I trying to say? There's 80 other fucking episodes to show you all what I've been through to get to this decision, okay? I'm not going to rehash them all. I just have come to realize that I don't have to apologize for wanting a different life than what mine has always been. I don't know. It's not my fault if everyone else wants to run around and burn themselves out. I don't believe we're meant to be here to just pay bills and suffer until we fucking die. I did it for a long time. I don't want to fucking do it anymore. Yes, we have them. We have bills and responsibilities and all that shit. I'm not saying we don't, and I'm not saying I'm skirting mine. I'm not. But to focus purely on that logic alone is shit to me. It's shit to me. I choose to focus my life differently. I don't know. What we focus on comes into focus, right? So why focus only on paying our lives away? I guess if we can learn to allow ourselves to release the responsibility we put on ourselves for the reaction of others to the decisions we make, we won't feel so goddamn indecisive all the fucking time. If I was back then Jen, I would have taken Mystery's words to heart because of the feelings I had for him. Not for the feelings I had about my own life and where I'm going in it. Do you see what I mean with the emphasis on placing those feelings on these life situations we live through? Like, we all have these different things in our lives that happen, and we start choosing how we want to look at them from these feeling levels of the good, the bad, and the ugly. But what if instead, just as, you know, I'm going through, I just view the whole scenic Scooby-Doo episode of the famous lunch with Mystery as one thing, right? One experience instead of grouping the bits of it as feeling good, bad, or ugly. Why does it have to be that? Why can't I just say, this whole lunch was an experience and X, Y, and Z was said or ABC happened, and let's just let it be as it is. Not assign unnecessary emotions to it at all. And live life from here or there how I choose to. Because honestly, fuck, that's exactly what I choose to do. I left the place with nothing but an experience with someone who was so important in my life, and thought it was just so nice to see him again, even if it was only for a little while. I don't know. What we start to do when we assign those feelings is we make our life have to mean, right, that it's going good or it's going bad. Why can't it just be going? Why can't life just be going? Why can't we just let it be as it is? Well, for me and my way of living with the law of attraction, that is the way it can be. And that's what I do. And I've said before, my relationships in my life moving forward, whether they're romantic, platonic, are going to be what I am. I want people around me who match my heart. Plain and simple. I hope that makes sense. If life just is, right? Then you can flow with whatever is happening and be okay with it, because it doesn't have any stigma of it, quote unquote, has to feel like this or that. It allows us to view the whole experience as just an experience, which is life in and of itself, right? I don't know. So I guess it's all about how we go around, and I guess the way we view ourselves in these experiences. I try to approach all my situations from pure intentions. In my example, I was excited to connect with somebody I care about. I'll always have love for this man. It's just how I am. To me, you don't forget the love. But you don't break your ass to make it be more than what it is either. That I learned the hard way. Many times with different people. What you are is what you attract. If you stay in that mode, it will maintain over time. We just have to accept that yes, sometimes life will bring pain. Pain will be present. But if we can approach it from a sense of understanding it and why we feel the way we do, then we can always fucking get through it. Always. Remember, we cannot control what comes to us next. I may feel one way around that lunch and he may feel completely different. At the end of the day, it is what it is, though. An experience we were both part of. How I choose to stay in peace with my experiences is by living in my present moments and not attaching my happiness to future events. I thoroughly enjoyed that quick little lunch and my 2 quick hugs. And he's always been nice to look at. What? I mentioned the sexual tension shit already, did I not? Fuck. But no, I did. I've learned all the fucking love I need is already within me. That's how I have always had so much to give to those outside of me. And that is the solve, you guys. When we take the mask off the guy at the end of our Scooby-Doo episode, under all the experiences, we should be able to find the love. I read once something like, rotten fruit always falls off the fucking tree all by itself. So focus on love, and those who choose to be miserable as fuck will fall away on their own. As like they're blinded by your light or whatever, you know? Blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night. You're welcome for getting that song stuck in your head. It's fucking hot out here today, you guys. My ass is sweating. I guess as we age, we just learn that we're just getting better at becoming the person we're meant to be. If we can learn to live for ourselves first. So start experimenting with just experiencing the experience as it is and not focusing so hard on the good, the bad, or the ugly. Don't ever let anyone shame you for choosing love in your life. They may not understand, but if you know it's love for you, then who the fuck cares what anyone else thinks they understand? And if they really care for you, then they'll be happy that you're finding that love in whatever way you're fucking finding it. Basically, a good way to navigate through is to set clear boundaries and ground yourself in all your situations. Because when we can become stable and take care of our own energies, our own emotions more consciously, then we're no longer impacted by what the outside world thinks or says or does because our inner world is so fucking strong. Instead of allowing any environment to affect our moods, just find the space of stability in those experiences within yourself. Yeah? Okay. I'm fucking still exhausted. Lots of driving, you guys. Oh my god. I fucking got pulled over in goddamn Virginia. Fucking asshole. Literally, no one else on the road, and he has to bust my balls. Maybe that's why Virginia sounds so much like vagina. Because the cops are a bunch of cunts. Fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. I told you I'm tired. Overtired, apparently. Jesus. No filter. Whatever. I was fucking speeding. So it was my fault. But still. Nobody needs a damn ticket in their life. So hey, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Remember, I have that button now. You can find it on the Buzzsprout or on the YouTube in the description box. And big, big thank you to all that already have. Your support is much appreciated. And you guys, you can support the show starting at as little as $3 a month. So come on, help a girl pay for a ticket, would you? Seriously though, be careful driving through Virginia. Knock on wood. That's the only ticket I got in all the times I've been going back and forth, and I have a lead foot. I do. I like to drive and be in control and just fucking whoop. So, I guess let's just chalk it up to just another experience at the end of the day, right? I'll leave you all with this before I go. Life is meant to be transformative. We are meant to grow and change in love, change careers, change some friends along the way. It's just about learning how to take all those excessive energies and turn them into something else. What? I don't fucking know. That's for you to decide. Let your life be the teacher and the tool. How will you choose to use it? Oh, and Mystery, if you're listening, you know I love ya. And thanks for being in my life in all the ways you are and have been through all our intertwining experiences. You'll always be one of my faves for so many different reasons. Okay, guys, I'm done for now. And I will talk to you all later. Bye!